peeps, welcome back. I found the coolest die on Amazon. I'm always in search for dies. I just love them. But it makes a card that has little slots. You could do one slot or two. Kind of like of course I can't do it as I'm sitting here talking to you. Slide it in. Isn't that adorable? It's got little stitched edging. It's a little harder to see that on this patterned paper, but so easy to make. So stay tuned. Let's go see how to do it. Okay, I started with a 12 by 12 piece of patterned paper, and I cut it at 10 5/8 by 5 1/2. You'll get 2 of the A2 cards out of this one piece of paper. And also you can see I've got those little scraps. We can always use those little 1-inch and smaller pieces, so save it. You see me, I'm putting mine off to the side. This is boring. You watch me put that away. All right, the set that I'm using is called Tab Locking Set. I found it on Amazon by Maddie's Crafting. I just happened to run across it. Now, what I'm doing here is you're going to want to tape it down with some type of a low tacked tape. And I just like purple tape, so I'm using the purple tape that many of you are familiar with. Scrapbook.com has a great one. It is called Mint Tape. Now I've taped it down. I'm just running it through my Big Shot. You can run it through whatever die cutting machine that you have. I probably could have deleted this part out. As you can tell, I'm not the greatest at editing. Also, I didn't have all my lights on, so there's a terrible shadow. All right. After that, we basically have the little tab piece that is going to tuck into our slits once we make them. But what we're going to do next is get a scoreboard. I really like this one. It is by We Are Memory Keepers, and it is a cutter as well as a scoreboard, and it comes with the little bone folder that you'll see me using here. When you place that down to score it, notice the direction that I have the little flap going. I'm scoring that at 2 1/2, and then again at 6 3/4. So I'm going to put that aside. Don't you just love that paper? I love the back side of it as well. So I'm going to just fold it on the score lines. And then what we're going to do is cut the 2 slats that we need. Just see that? I guess I could have cut that part of the video out. Sorry, I'm new to this whole voiceover thing. All right, I'm going to tape this down with, again, low tack tape because I'm not going to want it to move. And there goes my phone that I have a text message. Okay. So you're going to measure. You want the center point, and that is going to be at 2 3/4. So you'll just come in and draw a little pencil mark right at the center point. Then you're going to take this small die, and you can't see it necessarily in the video, but there's a little notch in the top. And you're just going to place that pencil mark right in the middle of that little notch of the die. And this is going to allow us to be able to line it up if we do more than one as well. So cut that out of your, I'm using my Big Shot, but whatever you have, go ahead and cut it out. And then you're going to see what happened, and I was sad. Actually, I don't know if you'll really be able to see it, but I'll tell you anyway. When I first start taking this apart, I started to take off that left tape first. Oh, right there, it pulled up the paper, so I went to the other side, gently pulling off that low tack tape paper, lifting that up, and then I'll end up pointing it out to you. See, pointing it, it pulled the top layer of the paper off. Actually, not clear off, it was just up, so I was able to fix it because while it doesn't look like a big deal there, it was pretty obvious on the paper. So I just used some of glue and just kind of pushed that back down, and it totally stayed. So that wasn't a problem. And there we have the slat. Now you can leave it at just one slit if you want. Still super cute. But I kind of like the look of a buckle belt, for lack of a better word, something like that. So what we're going to need to do is tape it down again and find that middle point again for the second slat or slit. So what you're going to do is place the small die right up next to the slit that you just made. But you're going to measure it again to make sure they match to 2 3/4. Going to make another pencil mark and then line that notch up in that pencil mark as well. I'm so sorry I didn't have all my cameras on. I mean all my lights. It's like, oh my gosh, the shadows are terrible. I'm sorry. But not sorry enough to re-video it. I'm like, nope. All right, so I'm reusing that, taping that down. I'm going to cut my second slit. Again, this will work in any die cutting machine that you have. I just think this is so cute. And the die was inexpensive. Let's say it was like 10 or 11 bucks. And what a great idea. I was just combing through Amazon and randomly found some dies from this company. I've got some other ones that are super cool. So definitely check them out. I'll put a link below. It is not an affiliate link, so don't worry about that. It's just, hey, if you want to make these super cute cards, here it is. Love that. See, I just love that look when there's 2 slits. I didn't do a very good job showing it to you. There we go. Love it. You could actually use a low-tack tape and tape the sides and mail it like that. That would be super cute. You wouldn't even have to put it in an envelope. So now I am going to stamp on the inside using my MISTI. Notice I don't have my paper down in the corner like people often use with their MISTI. By using this sticky sheet in there, I don't have to use the magnets. I love it. The video before this one, the one I did last week, was on getting rid of your MISTI magnets, and this just is a brilliant trick. I love it. So using the Gina K Black Amalgam ink, great ink. I only have the little cube. I have ordered from Simon Says Stamp a full set, a full size, so hopefully I'll get that soon. But if you don't have a MISTI, you will want one. Love this thing. I've had it. It's one of the original ones that came out. But so many times, especially on a new stamp, if you don't season it first, you're not going to get a good impression. And I don't have to worry about my paper moving. I can ink it up a second time like I did while I was talking a while ago and got a second impression. And that greeting came from Penny Black's Sentiment Collection. I think that's just the name of Sentiment Collection. It's got a lot of really great sentiments in it with great fonts. Now this is a layering stamp that I'm using from Hero Arts. It's called Color Layering for You Flowers. And it's got 3 layers. And so what I like to do, there's definitely a direction that the flowers need to all go in order to line up properly. So what I was doing was putting them on top of each other so I could see, which direction does it go. And then again, start with your lightest color. Your biggest coverage is your lightest color. I'm going to do that a couple of times. And there we go. I wish that they would put some little indicator on each of the stamps that tells you exactly how they line up so you don't have to sit there and try to figure it out. I used a wet wipe. I normally use the stamp chamois and didn't have it ready, so it wasn't wet, so I had to use a wipe. But now I'm lining up the second one, making sure that it works the way it is on the flower. Got to twist it a little bit. There I pick it up because I'm like, do I have layer 2? I had to double check. Layer 2 doesn't have, or layer 2 has more coverage than layer 3, so it was the right one. And then I'm going to get my medium color, and these are close to my heart inks. The first one I used was Memento, but my favorite ink, I love this stuff, is Close to My Heart. I love their ink pads. I love their magnetic, so they can stack on top of each other and they won't fall if you're taking them to a crop. They're stored upside down automatically because that the lid. So I love that. What color was that? Let's see if I have it here. The second one was Ballerina, which looks lighter than it is. Then the third one that I'm going to use for the final layer is Close to My Heart Pixie. It's a little bit brighter pink. Lining the third one up. You guys tell me, do you have issues lining up layers? I'm not as bad when it's just a couple, but when there's like 3 or more, I'm not that great at it. I would have to have this MISTI so I could line things up. If you guys have a brilliant way of knowing which direction and all of that, please leave a comment and give me some suggestions below. I'm always looking for tips to make it easier because sometimes I think I do things the hard way, and I'm pretty sure smarter crafters out there than me that can say, oh, Terry, you should just be doing this. There we go. So I have the inside of my card. And gosh, I love that paper. I know I keep saying it, but I really love that paper. And I don't even remember what pack it's from. And I won't bother looking for it because since I'm doing a voiceover, it's going to mess me up, but love it. Using Nuvo glue. They're probably all the same. Nuvo, scrapbook.com, Gina K. It's probably the same glue in a different bottle. I don't know. They seem to all work the same to me. And there we go. How stinking cute is that? I love it. I even gave myself a thumbs up. The little double slat. Here, it looks like it's hard to do. I just have it at a weird angle. It's really not this challenging to put the little slits, the little flap in the slots, but notice when I turned it around, it became easier. I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. So if you're going to get a card from me soon, it's probably going to be one like this. Thank you so much for stopping by. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and click the subscribe button. And until next time.